And joining us in studio tonight, House Minority Leader and Congressman Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that.
Well, thanks for having me back.
As we just heard, two officials have now testified they believe the president, or at least his attorney, used the State Department for their own political gain. If those allegations are true, do you think this impeachment should still be described as a sham, as other Republicans have called it?
Well, the one thing you got to know is never in American history has impeachment used so politically. When the Republicans controlled and they were looking at impeachment with Bill Clinton, we had a vote of due process, we had open hearings. We also had that when it came to Nixon, when Democrats controlled. Now we do not have any of that. They moved it into a selective part where people cannot hear. They only put certain transcripts out. This wasn't the first person to testify. This wasn't the second person to testify. Let the public see all what's going on. We have a whistleblower. Have the whistleblower testify. The whistleblower was not even on the phone call. We now all have the phone call. There's nothing that the president in this phone call did wrong. Something that happens every single day that America works with other countries to solve cases. This is an open case that the Attorney General has to look into what transpired with Russia. This is not about a future election. This is about what transpired already. There's nothing wrong with that.
Having heard you say that, Congressman, do you welcome this inquiry now going to a public phase?
Well, it's not going to a public phase. That's the problem. What they've now changed is the Intel Committee to make it now the Impeachment Committee. It's in the basement. The public doesn't get to see it.
Why do they keep calling it a public phase then? Why do they keep calling it a public phase?
Because they're admitting they were wrong. If they truly believed in having an honest impeachment, just take the rules from Nixon, take the rules from Clinton, and put that forward. Have a due process. Let the minority offer witness. Let the president own attorney be in there to cross-examine, to offer witnesses as well. That's what Bill Clinton got, but they do not want to have this. Adam Schiff, when he started this and put us down this slide 2 years ago, started this whole process with a lie, saying he did not know who the whistleblower was, afraid the administration was going to withhold the whistleblower from testifying. Now he doesn't want the whistleblower to testify. And now what they're asking is administration people to come testify privately and not let the public see. All these individuals, like our Secretary of Energy, former governor of Texas, what he said, I'll testify if it's an open hearing. But you won't want the public to see it.
Okay.
Why are they so afraid, if we're less than a year away from an election, to move impeachment now? That's concerning me. What do they have to hide?
All right, Congressman, let's move on to a topic here at home. You intervened recently with the closure of the Taft Correctional Institution, and now the Federal Bureau of Prisons is planning to give the prison a second look on whether it can, in fact, stay open for needed repairs. Can you tell us more about what kinds of problems the prison is facing that could have it closed?
When the prison was built, there are concerns about the construction of it, from an earthquake provisions and others. But what we have found is, I finally got the report that they base this on. It does not say that prisoners have to be moved. It does not say to fix it. So the prisoners could be moved into a certain different section of the prison while they fix the challenge that they have today. This is one that, I think it does its job in California. I think we need it here. We've got a lot of people who are employed out there, and it's a good use of taxpayer money to make sure we are safe in the process. And I had the Attorney General look at it, and he came to the same conclusion that I did. So they're looking at studying it further, that they can make the corrections they need while just moving prisoners in and keeping them inside the prison. It'll cost the taxpayers so much more to move these prisoners to another state, to another prison, instead of just fixing this one.
Your intervention was described as a stay of execution. Will this lead to a permanent lifting of the death sentence for Taft Prison, do you think?
Look, at the end of the day, this prison will still be a federal prison here, and it'll be fixed and it'll be used.
All right, Congressman, you and Assemblyman Vince Fong, as we reported earlier, called for another homeless action planning meeting today. It was well attended by local advocates and law enforcement and medical professionals, all the people who are part of the collaborative. From what I observed at that meeting, there's reason for optimism in terms of progress being made to increase shelter space for our homeless. Your thoughts on today's progress report?
Well, I think today was very good. Now remember, I called this meeting 2 months ago. I brought the nonprofits, to the government officials, to the healthcare, to our faith-based community, because Bakersfield is not going to let us look like Los Angeles and San Francisco. We're going to do something about this. First thing we need are beds. The city and county now have a shelter looking forward to be able to be built. We need to have wraparound from healthcare and others. KMC and the hospitals here have actually moved forward to provide that care. We need the ability for these to clean up, because we cannot let our streets get determined based upon where homelessness is. We need to be able to move them out, get them the treatment they need. 50% of people who are homeless are mainly because they have an addiction to drugs. 27% are mental health. We can deal with these problems, but we cannot allow ourselves to be Los Angeles and San Francisco. Homelessness is the #1 issue in California, and I'm not going to sit back and let the quality of life of Bakersfield to fall down with people not acting. I've got to thank the mayor, I've got to thank the city, the county, all the nonprofits, the health community here as well, the faith community. We have really come together, and we're on the forefront in a very short amount of time making a major correction here when it comes to homelessness.
Your thoughts then? There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle and a lot of moving targets here. What are your top concerns moving forward with these new shelters for the city of Bakersfield and the county?
Well, homelessness started because of Prop 47, Prop 57. So they're not getting the treatment in the jails.
Reforms,
and they're sitting out. You can't pick somebody up because of court cases if you don't have beds. So you first have to have beds. We can't let the health of Bakersfield, because you're looking at these medieval diseases coming back in Los Angeles. So we've got a cleanup crew going out there. But we're being able to move these individuals out. We've got an app with the city. So we're cleaning up parks. They're not allowed to be in these parks. So we want the people to get their care, but at the same time, we can't have them in every parts of our community. We've got to have a place for them to go, get their treatment, and get them back into society.
Okay.
All right, Congressman, thank you so much for coming in. As always, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Okay.